States. I'm delighted to be here. I knew that something good would happen to me when I passed through the dismal swamp between Virginia and North Carolina, and I have arrived, and I've seen your village, and it's a great treat to be here. I wondered what I was going to say to you when I got up this morning. Sometimes Mrs. Monroe says to me, "Well, Colonel, start talking and presently you'll think of something." That Mrs. Monroe, always prone to stepping beyond her compass. There's not much I can do about it. I adore that wife of mine, mother of my 2 surviving children. She's given them the best formative education any children could expect to have, and she has kept my household in a Swiftian Lilliputian form of good government. My life is intertwined that of Mr. Jefferson's and Mr. Madison's for about 40 years. I took a wound in securing the Declaration of Independence at the Battle of Trenton in December of 1776, and 7 years later I found myself standing side by side with Congressman Jefferson in Annapolis, Maryland, to sign the final protocols of the Treaty of Paris of 1783, which brought our fight for independence to a successful conclusion and announced to the world that hereafter we would no longer be subjects of a monarch, but citizens of the United States of America, a republic, if you and I can keep it. But 4 years after standing side by side with Mr. Jefferson in Annapolis, Maryland, this time I found myself standing side by side with Mr. Jefferson's political nemesis, Patrick Henry, at the Virginia State Constitutional Convention in Richmond to chide my new young friend, Mr. Madison, to make sure that a Bill of Rights became an integral part of the Constitution. You see, when the proposed Constitution was sent out by the framers from Philadelphia in September of 1787 to what? To be ratified by us by way of our elected constitutional conventions, that proposed Constitution was seen by thousands of Americans as being a codification of the powers of government with insufficient protection for the rights of the people. In a real sense, the revolution had to continue, and did so peaceably, putting the Federalists on notice that those 10 amendments that we say are so precious to us today become an integral part of the Constitution. And very much to Mr. Madison's credit, he effected that in Congress in December of 1791. Now, my friends, look about. There's nothing in youth. You seem youthful and I am old. To prepare you for the vicissitudes of old age, save one thing, and that is a consciousness of duty faithfully performed. Now when you reach the portal, I will have reached the portal long before all of you. You will not have your health in the portal. You won't need your health in the portal. You'll be dead. And you will no longer take comfort from your wealth. If you've accumulated any wealth, your heirs will show some interest in that prior to your departure. And you will no longer have control of your reputation in the portal. Your reputation by then will be in the hands of others. But if you've had an understanding with Providence or God as to what it is that you were to do on this earth, and you have done it, then I am convinced that you will have, in the company of the deity, a consciousness of duty faithfully performed. So that's not a sometime affair. It's a lifetime affair. I need to put this to you. What do you suppose we will be remembered for, we Americans, many generations from now? You suppose we will be happily remembered for our power? Well, talk to the Assyrians about power. Talk to the Babylonians about power. Talk to the Persians about power. Talk to the Romans about, well, the Greeks before and then the Romans. Talk to that fellow I had 2 meetings with in Paris about power, Napoleon Bonaparte. Well, you can't. You can't. Have you forgotten what he said? Good people of Edenton, I know you will hold on to this. You've forgotten what Napoleon said. He said the art of government is to keep the people reasonably happy. To do that, one must give them what they want or what they think they want, so as to extract from them everything one can get. To do that, he said, one must know men. Men, he said, are moved by 2 levers, fear and greed. And if you want them to behave, you must manipulate both levers simultaneously. Well, now you know what happened to our sister republic, the French Republic, when good men failed to do their duty and a little big man came along and took it all away. But not us, my friends. Not us. The most important office in this country is that of the private citizen. If the private citizen remembers his responsibilities as well as his privileges, this republic is secure. Now, I've been asked to be brief. Beyond brief, what but one of the happiest news we got. There was a man who sent poetry to us after having seen the bombardment of Fort McHenry. He sent us the alternate words. Maybe you know them. And thus be it ever, when free men shall stand between their loved homes and the war's desolation, blessed with victory and peace, may the heaven-rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must, when our cause it is just, and this be our motto, in God is our trust. Then the star-spangled banner shall wave forever o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. God bless our country. God bless you in continued service to this country. I thank you for receiving an old president.